Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. Something fell at exactly the moment I started this. Today we are filming a book review. I even took some notes while reading, so how is this gonna go? Let's see. I'm gonna review Ember of Night by Molly E. Lee. I got my copy from NetGalley and the book is being released on the 4th of May, so basically get it now. This is a YA paranormal romance and let's talk about this book. The first thing I want to mention is that the synopsis on Goodreads starts with literally the sentence, "I am a weed." And I cannot deal. It's just hilarious. I don't know why I find it so funny, but I kept just reading that sentence and it's just the most hilarious thing. This book follows Harley, whose alcoholic father beats her and basically tells her she's shit and crap. This is why she thinks she's a weed. And her only light in life is her sister, Ray, who is 7 years old. She's done everything to protect her, making sure that she's not being hit or abused or anything like that. And making sure that she's safe and like is now soon being 18 and then therefore can move out and get their own place. And yeah, like that is her plan. That's been her plan all along. Then she meets Draven, who comes into her life and is a handsome stranger, telling her, according to synopsis, this is said in synopsis really early by the way, but telling her that she could be the key to opening hell. And things escalate from there. That's what I'm gonna say of the synopsis, and I'm just gonna talk to you about my feelings towards the plot. I'm not gonna spoil what happens. This is a paranormal romance, and I will admit that I have read not that many lately, but like in my Twilight period, I read a lot of it, like the main character finding out that she is supernatural or like meeting a supernatural dude or something like that, and then, you know, they get a thing. And I thought the genre maybe had evolved a bit since then, but it's literally like reading Twilight. And I'm not saying that every paranormal romance is like Twilight, but this felt like Twilight so much and it was hilarious. The beginning was actually very entertaining and good. It just became a bit repetitive and obvious after a while, but I'm gonna talk about it soon. Let's just talk about like the characters for a bit, because Draven literally plays like the piano just like Edward Cullen. I'm sorry, I'm gonna try to stop comparing to Twilight, but I just can't. He literally says in the beginning, he's like, "You have to stay away from me," and he says, "What if I'm not like the hero? I am the villain." And like, you know, Edward Cullen says, "I am not the hero, I am the bad guy."
What if I'm not the hero? What if I'm the bad guy?
And he says like, "Stay away from me," and like he's like really like the bad boy kinda, and I'm just like, please. It was just so hilarious. Harley is not like Bella at all. She goes through like really traumatic things and has key people in her life keeping her grounded, like her sister Ray and her boss Nathan, who is like basically like taking care of her so much. He was precious and my favorite character. And it's like, I'm not gonna like joke about it at all and say that it was horrific to know like what Harley had gone through with beatings from her dad for years and just like so traumatic, how she had really trouble trusting people, especially men. And I thought that that was done pretty like consistently and like thoroughly, how like the distrust she has in people, it made so much sense for her character, especially everything she'd gone through. And there's definitely like this underlying like theme with man telling her what to do, and she really reacts to that. I thought it was a bit intense, not like, I'm not saying it's not natural for a character and badly written, but I thought it was a bit intense. Like one person, like her best friend for example, tells her to like stay away from Draven, and like instantly she's like, "How dare he tells me what to do, and man always try to boss me around." And it was like very instant intense reactions, and I was just like, dude, he's just trying to give you like advice because he knows that Draven is bad news. She gets so upset if like a man gives her advice about anything, and it made sense for a character. But I also thought like the author tried really hard to like give like a feminist feel, like, oh, I'm capable of my own, I can do things on my own. Like she was really that kind of character, like a female character being like, I am independent, and like if any guy thought she was weak or like couldn't do anything, she was like so pissed at them, like, I can take care of myself. And I was just like, it's nothing wrong with like getting help, you could still be an independent person. But I do also get that that came from not being able to trust people because like of her dad. But also it was a bit intense, so like I was confused if it was like just because of her dad, or if it was just like the book was trying really hard to be like feminist and showing that she takes her own decisions, so that we wouldn't think that their relationship and stuff that developed would be like, I wouldn't say abusive, but a bit toxic maybe, so that it would be really clear that this is an independent person taking her own decisions. There's like a wiggle point there. I'm just not sure where the line was supposed to go. Yeah, I hope you get what I meant. There was actually just some very random things. I don't know how to describe it, but it was just like random scenes that suddenly just did random things. Like suddenly they just went to like this maze, like in the middle of the book, and I was just like, why are we doing this? It didn't fit with the rest of the story. She's also like really hard trying to save money, and like says she saved like for months, for example, to get her sister that draws art supplies. But then also she like goes to the bookstore and buys books, and I was just like, like she goes to a used bookstore still, and I bet it's like cheap. But like, if you save like every single dollar to like get an apartment and la 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 for your sister, I don't understand how she managed to just go to the bookstore. And she said like she rarely goes there, but they go there a lot throughout this book and says like books are everything. I thought it was a bit contradicting how like she says she had like no books, and then she like would literally went there and bought a pile. So I was just like, inconsistencies, I would say. There's also certain reasons that she and the main dude can't be together. And it's just so paranormal romance. It's hilarious. And the book also like kind of went into trying to be a bit like sexy. It didn't like go there like Savage and Mass would do, but it was definitely like on the borderline of like, oh, they actually like went a bit. But like, I approve of that. A little bit sexy scenes we do need, but I didn't expect it to, I guess, because I guess the tone of the novel, I didn't think it would go like into the sexiness. Basically, a lot of people try to kill her after a while, after she finds out and Draven goes into her life. So there's just like a lot of scenes where people are trying to kill her, and that's like the last 200 pages of the book. So it went from like 200 pages just building up and getting to know people, and then like the whole last 200 pages was people trying to kill her. It did feel natural, but also like became a bit repetitive, and I wish like we could have more development in other parts than just like going around, I guess. Also, it's not really a spoiler to say that Draven is a supernatural being, but his powers just did not make sense to me. Because he was like super powerful, apparently, but he was really not. Like he kind of sucked. And I hate it when author does that, like give a person so much power that sounds so OP. And then he literally does one thing and then he's like useless. And I'm just like, how does that make sense? How can he be powerful and like have managed to survive for that long or whatever with his skills when like he clearly has such a huge weakness? And I guess like you need to give, of course, a character a strength and a weakness. I get that. He was useless so quickly and I was really surprised, and it was very disappointing because I thought he would be more cool. And then he literally says things like, something I want your blood. It's kind of, I wouldn't say a spoiler, and then like you should be afraid. He says things like that to her, which is I guess normal paranormal romance. Like think about the ones I have read, like they always are like that, the main dude. But like it reminds me mostly of Evercolon. I guess they all remind me of each other, but like why are they always like that? What is wrong with these people? Overall, like the world building, like with the different magic, what's behind everything, I thought it was like totally okay. I thought the end was supposed to be like, oh my god, plot twist, but it wasn't really that cool. I was a bit disappointed, but I know it's a sequel and I'm curious actually to see what will happen, because they do find out things and it didn't really resolve the problem that they had, like that everyone wants to kill her, I think. So how would that then change? I mean, kind of they solve it, I guess. So yeah, I guess this review is also all over the place, but I'm having such a fun time. So the book was generally like some of the lines, like as I said, like I am the villain and stuff like that, made me laugh so much because it's so, it's so funny. I don't know, reminded me a lot of Twilight, or is it just like generally paranormal romance that feels like Twilight? I don't even know. If you read a lot of paranormal romance, do let me know because I want some good ones. But yeah, I didn't hate it. Like, it was entertaining, and I thought, like, as I said, some characters and stuff was interesting. I really liked, for example, the little sister and Nathan. And do, like, loved how much she cared for her, how much, like, the sisters meant to each other. But I think, like, just the story ebbed off when, like, the same things started happening, and the plot wasn't that interesting. And Draven was literally, like, Evercolin, so that was a bit weird. Except that he should have been more powerful than Evercolin, but because of his weakness, he was, I think Evercolin could have just him. Just saying. But yeah, I ended up giving it like 3 stars, so it's not really that bad. Like, I liked it, didn't love it, I didn't hate it. Like, I thought actually I would hate it, but like it was entertaining, and like the writing was totally fine. Like, I didn't hate the writing, because sometimes in these kinds of books I do. If you like these kinds of stories, I think from what I said now, you could really get a feel of what kind of book it is, and then you can tell for yourself if it's something you enjoy. I've seen Goodreads and I've seen a lot of positive reviews, so I think that if people are into those kinds of books that I now described or tried to, you could definitely like find parts of it that you enjoy. Some of it is a bit like not in my tastes, so that's why I feel like a bit but 3 stars is not bad. And I don't know, I can't stop laughing, it's just so funny. So yeah, I thank you for that, Gally, for giving me the book, and I guess I will read a sequel one day. I hope Gally gives me that too, so I don't need to buy it, lol. I think that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a night emoji down below if you enjoyed this, and you will see me soon in a new video. Bye!